But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can, keep things clean, and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
You see the difference between a legal migrant and an illegal migrant? I noticed this. Like my parents, I talk about this all the time. Who's surprised by what a legal migrant says? A legal migrant feels like, yo, I came here the right way. I'm getting benefits for being in this country. I want to make sure I somehow give back to this country. Perfect. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the perfect example of how most legal immigrants, when they come into this country the right way, how they view America. They're the ones who are going to be the best American citizens because they're willing to follow our laws, follow our process, follow our system, actually know English. And those are the kind of people we want, regardless if I agree with Arnold Schwarzenegger's policy positions, right? He was a governor. He was a Republican governor, but he sided with the COVID lockdowns. He did all this stuff. And you saw the hand that Sonny was putting like, hey, stop talking. They didn't like what he was saying. But I think that's what most Americans understand. And this is why this coalition that the Democrats have built with the migrants, right? Oh, legal migrants. Legal migrants know they're being used, right? Because the legal migrants are the ones that are the hard workers of America, the one that gives back, the one that helps build this country, the ones that actually contribute to this system. Legal migrants are doing that. And the fact that they're trying to use illegals in the same breath as them, I think a lot of legal migrants find it disrespectful.
But, as an immigrant yourself, you are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine they came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Yeah. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
I like that. I love that, right? And I always loved Terminator. I grew up watching them. Remember, guys, I'm born in '96, so I saw a little bit of Arnold's career. I saw him do Terminator. He did other things too, but the biggest role that they remember him by is Terminator. I think he also did Hercules or Conan. I forgot the name. I forgot. You guys know his history. So I have an affinity towards him, and I like his mindset. I like his mentality that he came here to accomplish something. And I'm like, yo, if our legal process, he came here the right way, if it vets for people like him, I want more people like him in this country. But illegal immigration, it doesn't even give the opportunity for us to have a say in that. And I like the example you use. It's like a house. You're a guest here. If you just come barge into my house, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're going to be a good guest, bad guest, an entitled guest, a sport. I don't know what you are. But if I invite you, I did my vetting. I know who you are. I know what you're associated with. I know usually what you're about. That I feel comfortable enough to have you in my house. That's a legal process. And I think this is something that is lost on the left. And these Hollywood people, they live in a bubble. All these liberal women are trying to police what he's saying. Like, no, No, man said what he said. It's your job to push back against that. Not him to get a sign of approval. And I hate this validation seeking that a lot of the people on the left do. That they get these celebrities and they want these rappers and all these entertainers to push their political messaging. And God forbid an entertainer push a more conservative leaning message. They quick to try to whitewash liberal wash everything. And you can tell from the face of Whoopi, she didn't like that response because the victim mindset, the victim mentality, it doesn't help anyone become successful in this country. Actually, anywhere, actually. It don't help you do anything.
It is the greatest country in the world, and it is the land of opportunity. And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great, great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal. And those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come...
Yeah, they are not smart. I agree with that. Because you want to stay in America, but you're waving the country of a foreign nation. The question Americans are going to say is that if you don't want to be here, why you're still here? Like, leave. Right? If you come to my house and you keep talking about, oh, at this person's house, they have this, go over there then. This is my house. I like how my house is. My house don't have much furniture, whatever. I don't care. I'm a minimalist. I don't like spending money on gaudy furniture. You like that? Go to someone else's house. And that's how Americans are going to take it. You come in here destroying our stuff. Oh, you destroying my house. Oh, your house. You need a, hey, what you doing? That's how Americans are seeing what these people are doing, rioting in LA. You wrecking my city for what? You waving the Mexican flag? Go back over there. And it's like, that's why I said the LA riots did not help the liberal cause at all. Because all it's seen as, okay, you want to make us second-class citizens in our own country. You want priority. You want superiority. You want to be treated differently. You broke the laws of this country and you want cash and prizes for it? Only a spoiled mentality can even fathom thinking about that they deserve that. You don't have you don't deserve, you're not entitled to a country. I'm not entitled to go to China. I'm not entitled to go to Japan. I'm not entitled to go to Sweden. I have to go through their legal process to do that. Try to overstay your visa in Europe and see what happens to you. And this is the problem. Like, I think many of our government officials have been too lenient in enforcing our border laws, and this has emboldened people to break our laws more and more. Show me the incentive, and I'll show you the outcome. If there's an incentive where your border laws, your immigration laws are not being enforced, you incentivize people to break it, to not care about it. Oh, you're not going to do nothing. No, I'm just going to overstay my visa another year. Oh, you sent me a deportation paper 10 years ago, but I decided to stay. And then when someone comes along who finally enforces the border law, you're crying because you found out that because you didn't deport yourself 10 years ago when you were processed papers, illegal immigrant, you find out you owe $4.2 million to the U.S. government for fines incurred. Like, make it make sense. These people don't want to be held accountable for their actions. I don't want those kind of people in my country, because these are the kind of people that will end up destroying this country. These are the kind of people who will introduce socialism in our country and destroy it. Socialism cannot sustain 495 million people in this country, in the United States of America. All the countries that practice socialism are way smaller than that, and they can't even maintain that. And you're going to try to implement this system here in America? You out of your mind if you think socialism will work in America. Our country is vastly different than any other country in Europe. Name me a country that has over 400 million people as one country. You could probably find that in a continent, sure, but as a country, our states are the size of countries out there. Israel's the size of New York, New Jersey. Make that make sense? There's more people in Texas than in Israel, an entire country, and that's a state for us. You think socialism can sustain that? No. But entitled people, spoiled people, right? People who tend to be illegal immigrants, who feel entitled to something, they're likely to vote in socialism if you give them the opportunity. But you hate this country. This country was built on capitalism. The reason why you want to come over here because it's a capitalistic system. And many of these Latin immigrants are leaving socialist systems. And then they're trying to bring what they left here for what? This is why I see it as almost like an extraction. You try to extract as much as you can out of us and then leave when it's no longer opportunistic for you. And this is the kind of incentive that I want to change, that I think that Donald Trump, what he's doing right now is changing the incentives, where we're incentivizing more people like Arnold to come to this country and less people like these entitled illegals that are demanding that we turn this country into socialism, or California was Mexico, even though in the history when Mexico lost California, the United States government offered those people still that were living there at the time American citizenship. Some took it, some didn't. And now they're holding grudges over that. I get over it. It's human history. I'm sure Mexico too. Wasn't Mexico taken over? Like, where Mexico was at was where Indians used to live at, and the Spaniards came in and took over. So depending on how far back in history you go, it wasn't even Mexico's place to begin with. But here they are claiming California. I hate the fact that a lot of people are using history to justify their selfish actions today. But I digress. I'll let the video play out.
Come to America, you're a guest. And you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do. Right.
Yeah, you're just being a good guest. And I think that is the perfect sentiment of the common sense kind of approach that many Americans are viewing this. It's like, yo, you're a guest in our nation. You're a guest in our country. Right? And I just told you, everything in politics essentially is a scale for what you will do in your own individual life. This is your house. This is my domain, right? And obviously my domain has rules. Hey, in my house, you have to take off your shoes. You can wear socks, I don't care. But you can't have shoes in my house. And I got a little tray there in front of my door. Hey, you can't have shoes inside the house. People take off their shoes and they go in my house. Now, sometimes people don't like to take off their shoes. And depending on the occasion, I'm like, okay, fine. Because, my wife complains about cleaning. Fine, I'll let you wear your shoes, especially if I know them, right? This is how we're supposed to treat our legal system, right? Because at the end of the day, an American is going to look and say, okay, you let this person, you give them cash and prizes. This is what was wrong with the Biden administration. 20 million people came over. You didn't vet them. Out of the 20 million people that came over Joe Biden's America, 400,000 of them were criminals. Another 400,000 was wanted by Interpol, international police. And they just came in this country. No background check, nothing. And that's the problem many people are having. And then when we started facing the results of this, hey, illegals caused a devastating car accident with a school bus because he didn't know the laws of the road. What? Driving without a driver's license. The killings and the assault that was being done by American citizens by a lot of these illegals. People felt the ramification. You're like, no, you guys are being a bad guest, and especially a guest that broke into my house to be in here. And this is why I said many Americans felt like they were being taken advantage of. But I digress. I think Arnold, it was great to hear that speech, because I think he spoke for a lot of legal migrants that done it the right way. And I feel like a lot of them feel like it's disrespectful to be compared to illegal immigrants. And this is the kind of what the backfiring from the left has done, is that they in some ways disrespected these people. They're like, yo, I like this country. I wouldn't have done it the right way if I didn't like this country. And he shows the contrast with the illegal immigrants who just sees this as America as some big economic zone to be taken advantage of. Illegal immigrants don't see this country as a real country, because if they did, they would have done it the right way. They would have had the proper respect for this country and done it and went and came in here through the process. And I think that's something that the Democrats don't want to admit about these people that they're so-called defending, these so-called hardworking people that they're defending. Because every narrative they try to craft, destroyed. Oh, Americans don't want to do these jobs. Okay, every job you're talking about is done by mostly Americans. What are you talking about? Americans don't want to do these jobs. In Nebraska, they finished deporting a bunch of people out of a food plant. Americans were rushing in to take those jobs. But I thought Americans didn't want to do these jobs. These are the narratives they try to use to excuse these bad behaviors. And this is why I'm saying Democrats are in an enabling party that enables bad outcomes. And they perfectly showed it time and time again. But I digress. I'm done with my ranting. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts and your perspective. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.